What are named tuples in Python? What are named tuples and how do I use them? When should I use named tuples instead of normal tuples, or vice versa? Are there named lists too, i.e. mutable named tuples?
Named tuples are basically easy to create, lightweight object types. Named tuple instances can be referenced using objects like variable dereferencing or the standard tuple syntax. They can be used similarly to struct or other common record types, except that they are immutable. They were added in Python 2.6 and Python 3.0, although there is a recipe for implementation in Python 2.4. For example, it is common to represent a point as a tuple, x, y. This leads to code like the following. Using a named tuple, it becomes more readable. However, named tuples are still backwards compatible with normal tuples, so the following will still work. Thus, you should use named tuples instead of tuples anyway you think object notation will make your code more Pythonic and more easily readable. I personally have started using them to represent very simple value types, particularly when passing them as parameters to functions. It makes the functions more readable, without seeing the context of the tuple packing. Furthermore, you can also replace ordinary immutable classes that have no functions, only fields with them. You can even use your named tuple types as base classes. However, as with tuples, attributes in named tuples are immutable. If you want to be able to change the values, you need another type. There is a handy recipe for mutable record types which allow you to set new values to attributes. I am not aware of any form of named list that lets you add new fields, however. You may just want to use a dictionary in this situation. Named tuples can be converted to dictionaries using part1._asdict which returns x colon 1.0, y colon 5.0, and can be operated upon with all the usual dictionary functions. As already noted, you should check the documentation for more information from which these examples were constructed.
What are named tuples? A named tuple is a tuple. It does everything a tuple can. But it's more than just a tuple. It's a specific subclass of a tuple that is programmatically created to your specification, with named fields and a fixed length. This, for example, creates a subclass of tuple, and aside from being of fixed length, in this case, 3, it can be used everywhere a tuple is used without breaking. This is known as Liskov substitutability. New in Python 3.6, we can use a class definition with typing.namedtuple to create a namedtuple. The above is the same as collections.namedtuple, except the above additionally has type annotations and a docstring. The below is available in Python 2+. This instantiates it. We can inspect it and use its attributes. Deeper explanation. To understand named tuples, you first need to know what a tuple is. A tuple is essentially an immutable, can't be changed in place in memory, list. Here's how you might use a regular tuple. You can expand a tuple with iterable unpacking. Named tuples are tuples that allow their elements to be accessed by name instead of just index. You make a namedtuple like this. You can also use a single string with the names separated by spaces, a slightly more readable use of the API. How to use them? You can do everything tuples can do, see above, as well as do the following. A commenter asked, in a large script or program, where does one usually define a named tuple? The types you create with namedtuple are basically classes you can create with easy shorthand. Treat them like classes. Define them on the module level, so that Pickle and other users can find them. The working example, on the global module level. And this demonstrates the failure to look up the definition. When should I use named tuples instead of normal tuples? Use them when it improves your code to have the semantics of tuple elements expressed in your code. You can use them instead of an object if you would otherwise use an object with unchanging data attributes and no functionality. You can also subclass them to add functionality, for example. When should I use normal tuples instead of named tuples? It would probably be a regression to switch from using named tuples to tuples. The upfront design decision centers around whether the cost from the extra code involved is worth the improved readability when the tuple is used. There is no extra memory used by named tuples versus tuples. Is there any kind of named list, a mutable version of the named tuple? You're looking for either a slotted object that implements all of the functionality of a statically sized list or a subclassed list that works like a named tuple, and that somehow blocks the list from changing in size. A now expanded, and perhaps even Liskov substitutable, example of the first. And to use, just subclass and define _slots_.
The namedtuple is a factory function for making a tuple class. With that class we can create tuples that are callable by name also.
Namedtuples are a great feature, they are a perfect container for data. When you have to store data you would use tuples or dictionaries, like or. The dictionary approach is overwhelming, since dict are mutable and slower than tuples. On the other hand, the tuples are immutable and lightweight but lack readability for a great number of entries in the data fields. Namedtuples are the perfect compromise for the two approaches. They have great readability, lightweightness and immutability, plus they are polymorphic.
Falta ser mora, para se tornar substituir